Today I want to talk to you about perspectives and choices. How our perspectives affect or impact the reality around us. In life, we perceive and interpret our experiences differently. And that's crucial to how we relate to our world, the people around us, how we even appreciate opportunities and even challenges around us. I want you to know that our perspective to work, to who we are, to what we have, fundamentally changes the way we approach things and how we define achievement, fulfillment, and even the impact we generate with our lives. Our perspective determines how we approach challenges. Actually, it influences how our thoughts, our words, and our actions are designed or decided in response to those challenges, or actually maybe to opportunities, as the case may be. We cannot transform our lives if the perspective with which we see life is not transformative in nature. 5 classic examples of how you need to start seeing things differently if you want transformational outcome. The first example is, imagine a coffee business, maybe like Starbucks or any other coffee business that you know around. They can choose to say that they are in the coffee business serving people, or just to say and act like they are in the people business serving coffee. It is up to them. By focusing on the broader purpose and the value that we provide to others, they can elevate their actions and achieve greater fulfillment and impact. A coffee shop owner who believes that they are merely in the business of selling coffee may focus primarily on the efficiency of operations and the quality of coffee itself. Their interactions with customers will be transactional, aiming to serve as many people as quickly as possible. However, the ones who believe that they are in the people business serving coffee, conversely, they will focus on the people. They will be more welcoming. They will create an engaging environment for the customer. They will foster an enduring relationship, understanding the customer preferences, and provide a memorable experience for their customers. So here the focus is on experience. The focus is more beyond coffee, because they are in the people business and they're just serving coffee. Their perspective not only seeks to enhance customer satisfaction, but also foster loyalty and long-term business success. What I just explained, the shift is a crucial shift. Many years ago, I was talking to a friend and I told him, you need to move from being an employee to now thinking like a CEO. He's been an employee for like a decade plus, and he just switched to being a CEO, and his mindset is still stuck in being an employee even though he's a CEO. The shift from a product focus to a people focused mindset transforms you from just a mere transaction where you get money to a meaningful service where you serve people, leading to deeper connections and sustained growth. In healthcare, we say it this way, and that's in healthcare quality now, you don't treat the disease, you actually treat the person. So even in most cases, you may treat the person and the disease still ends up killing the person. But if you treat the person, you give the person an holistic form of care. In the process of providing a holistic form of care, if the disease is treatable, excellent. If it is a disease that the current scientific understanding cannot manage, the patient may still get to die, but the family will see that you gave an excellent care to their beloved. And that is more important to people. In most cases of medical litigation that I've seen, I've read, and I've heard about, it's always about the respect or the patient-centered, focused kind of care that was neglected. That transition between just treatment of disease and making money by an health system to the transition of taking care of patients and their relative holistically in a health establishment is what makes the difference between rankings of hospitals, even in developed nations. Another example I would like to bring is that you can choose to say we are poor, therefore we can't do it. Or you can choose to say we are rich and we're working towards getting it done. In most scenarios, when people come to meet you that register for this course, it's $500. If you have this certification, it's going to improve your ranking, your rating. It's going to stand you out amongst competing, maybe applicants or in any scenario. You can choose to approach it with a poor mindset and say, I am poor, I cannot afford it. Or you can choose to say, okay, I am rich, but I will work towards getting it done. And it might be 3 months, it might be 6 months, it might even be a year. But when you have the proper mindset of wealth, of riches, of greatness, you will work out the income. So our perspective on our financial status and potential plays a crucial role in determining the quality of goals we would even want to pursue. Because once you start with a perspective of I am poor, then you would never even push yourself. You would never even want to try to look around you and be resourceful. So that's the transition from seeing resources and being a resourceful person. Viewing ourselves as capable and resourceful is critical, irrespective of the circumstances we find ourselves. And when you have the poor mindset of resourcefulness, of thinking of yourself as rich and working always to get things done, this will empower you to take proactive steps towards your aspiration. Someone once says, if you shoot for the star and you don't hit the star, then you hit the moon. Isn't that great? But at least you have shot for something far and greater than you. So what am I saying? The perspective is very, very crucial in the quality of choices we'll make. So someone with a poor mindset will say, this challenge is insurmountable. I feel a sense of helplessness and inaction. And to reinforce that kind of belief, life will move so much on them that around that time they will run into so many economic quagmire, and they will just use that statement to reinforce what they have said. However, all they needed to do, on the other hand, is to see themselves in their mind as wealthy, as rich, focusing on leveraging the available resources around them, seeking opportunities, finding creative solutions to overcome obstacles. You need to adopt this proactive approach, believing that you can work towards achieving your goals, regardless of your starting point. So I want to tell you today that a rich mindset fosters a can-do attitude, encouraging individuals to seek out opportunities, learn new skills, take action, and which will lead to personal and maybe financial growth. The transforming choice is to embrace abundance mindset, which focuses on potential and opens doors to new possibilities, new opportunities, finding creative solutions, exploring side jobs, side gigs, side hustles, seeking scholarship, and looking for all possibilities with this perspective. The third point I would like to say is that statement from Henry Ford. If you say you can or you cannot, you're right. Our belief that our capabilities influence our actions and outcome is so crucial. Whether you believe you can achieve something or not, the belief will be self-fulfilling, will be right to you. But that belief will also shape your reality, because when you stand up to conquer an obstacle, the reservoir of strength you would have built and that knowledge of the fact that you're able to surmount that would help you going forward. An athlete who believes that they can win a competition trains with confidence, embraces challenges, remains resilient in the face of setback. Their belief in their ability fuels their effort and persistence, increasing their chance of success. I remember a transformational leader that was speaking, and he says, if you prepare that you're going to win Olympics in the next 4 to 8 years, and you start preparing today, and if in the long run you don't even win a gold medal or any medal in the Olympics, one thing you have done for yourself is that if they bring out one of the people that are healthy and fit in an environment, you'll be one of them. Then you'd also have made record by putting your name as one of those who had participated in the Olympics. So a lot of times when you're setting an extraordinary goal, you may not hit that main goal, but the other goals that you would achieve around them can be transformational. I remember one year that Manchester United did not win the Champions League. Apparently they came second, but they made more money than the club that won the Champions League. And so these are understanding that you may have your focus on maximizing something on one side, but you may actually be losing focus on other great gains you would have even when you don't match the goal. And in some cases, life will give you the opportunity to win it all. And when you have such life-changing opportunity, there are also opportunities for you to improve your perspective when you face the next challenge. So conversely, an athlete can also say, I don't believe I can win. They will lack motivation, they will not be inspired, they will not even push themselves, they will not plan, and this negative belief would undermine their effort. So positive beliefs empowers individuals to take action and overcome obstacles, leading to greater success. You need to ensure that for you to make transformative choice, your perspective is always that growth mindset, embracing learning, embracing challenges, and seeing setbacks as opportunity for improvement. At Valdymas College, we say that we are not in the educational business training student. We say it always that we're in the mind transforming business, building meta leaders. That is what we see every time. Therefore, we have always adopted transformative perspective on educational shift. We have moved to transformational learning. where we prioritize the choice, the ownership, the voice, and the authentic application of knowledge for people. And that is what we do in all our analysis. We focus on holistic, transformational leadership growth for the student that is just beyond learning the content, but modeling them into leaders. That whenever they leave Valdymas College and move to the next realm, they are able to build themselves to become better. And when they find themselves in any setback, they are emotionally tough enough to know what to do. Therefore, we move from traditional education system where the goal is just focus on delivering information and preparing students for exam. The emphasis on academic achievement and meeting curriculum requirement is the focus of traditional education. But we have now moved towards transformative education, where we view the student as an holistic person. We see the business from a transformative business initiative, focusing on developing critical thinking, creativity, and leadership skills in this student. Why are we doing this? Because we want to nurture them into a meta leader beyond the conventional boundaries. We want them to be able to innovate and drive positive change in their society. And that's why I mentioned the covert principle, where there's the choice, the ownership, the voice of the student, and especially the authentic application of the knowledge they have into their own real world scenario, so they can solve problems. So this is knowledge that is applicable to their challenges. This transformative approach has equipped many of our students with the skills and mindset needed to excel in a complex world, in a very uncertain, unstable, and increasingly unsustainable world. And it helps them to make significant contributions to their world. The last example I will make is an interesting example, and I hope you will listen to me because this is the last example. A father's discipline for a child, you can see it as love. A father's discipline as love for them to do the right thing, or a child can see it as hatred and grounds to run away from the home. It's a perspective thing. We've seen kids who believe their parents are so mean, that's why they didn't become great. And we've seen kids who says, I was listening to a mentor yesterday when she was receiving an award, and she said, my parents were disciplinarians. She's in the United States, she's of Nigerian descent, and she said, the perspective I had on discipline was different when I was younger, but I'm grateful for parents who were disciplinarians. So you can choose the perspective of discipline as love and understand that the fact that the man even takes time to pay attention to you, to discipline you to do the right thing, means he actually truly loves you and he wants you to have a great future. And his goal is to see you make transformative decisions, to make choices that would distinguish you from others. You can choose on the other way to see it as hatred and see like they are mean to me. They just want to tear me down, break me down, which is what so many other kids would pick. So I want to delineate today. The perception of discipline can vary greatly depending on the perspective of the individual, influencing their response and long-term relationship dynamics. But if you want to see discipline as love, you will see a father who disciplines his children with the intention of teaching them responsibility, accountability, transparency, excellence, guiding them towards making good choices, which will be an expression of love and of his concern for their well-being. That even if he is not there, if they are in school, if they are in a long distance, maybe camp or somewhere, they will be able to make excellent choices, qualitative choices for themselves. He believes that when you set boundaries, that is vigilance. That's eternal vigilance, which is the price of liberty. You don't just embrace freedom, because freedom ultimately destroys. Freedom will appear to you like you have the choice to do whatever you do at any time you do. But liberty puts some structure in place for you to ensure that you don't destroy yourself from the choices you have. So a parent that loves his kid would enforce rules to ensure that they become capable adults. But for a child who sees discipline as hatred, the child will say it's unfair, they are overly harsh. In fact, he will interpret it as lack of love and even a form of hatred. This perception can lead to feelings of resentment, rebellion, and a desire to escape in some people. And we've seen it as an excuse for so many people to say that's why my life didn't turn out well. I want to implore you today, the way of discipline may in some cases be a little too much and perceived as harsh. But the truth about it is that the way of discipline has always been the best way that has modeled people into great minds. Never fight a system that seeks to put discipline in your life. View discipline as an act of love, guidance, and empowerment is what can lead to transformative outcomes for your life. So the transformative choice of a father would be to explain the reasoning behind the discipline, express his love and desire for the child's success. An open communication will foster more understanding and strengthening the relationship between them. The transformative choice of a school system, an organization, a parent, a religious body trying to put discipline in your life is actually a system that's trying to empower you, enlighten you, encourage you to understand that they love you and they want you to become great. So to wrap it up, I've given 5 examples. Our perspective on various aspects of our life determine to a long way how we see life and who we become. I want you to make choices that are transformative, and I want your perspective to become transformative. So now you understand that you are in the people business, just serving coffee. Now you understand that you have the capability, you're wealthy, and hence, even if the physical cash is not yet with you, you're training yourself, building yourself, collaborating, leveraging people, becoming resourceful to be able to raise the fund. But you need that mindset to be proactive. Now you understand that any system that tries to put discipline in your life is a system that loves you, and therefore you would embrace that discipline to become a greater person. Now you understand, finally, as I wrap up, that when you embrace perspective that is transformative, it will enable you to navigate the complexities of life with clarity, with purpose, with resilience, leading to a more fulfilling and impactful existence. Thank you so much for listening. I am Dr. Joshua Kolawole from Valdymas Intelligence LLC in the United States. Bye.